Hey, good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm back working on this fundraiser a little bit more. Happy weekend. Happy Saturday. I hear myself talking kind of quietly, I think, because it's so quiet. My house, people are still sleeping, but they're in the distance. I'm not going to bother them. All right. So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's live stream for the raffle slash fundraiser. Just to tell you a little bit more about it, five families, including myself, got notice on Thursday, 2 days ago, that if our homeowners association fees were not paid by Monday, that they would start the proceedings for doing foreclosure in our house. There were no like letters ahead of time, or like we haven't gotten notice over the last like month or two, like or anything. It was just a phone call, and that was a courtesy phone call. So um, I'll just go ahead and share my story a little bit because of course, we were shocked and we were upset, and I was really worried and scared. And normally, I don't share things like this on my channel, and I normally am really like just focused on art, and sometimes I share a little bit of personal stuff, but nothing like that's quite this personal. So I understand if you need to click away, if it's stressful and all of that. It's a crazy time right now. But I'm just going to share a little bit, and I'm going to do that while I'm painting. So you have something besides me to look at. So I'm just going to play and paint, and I'll share a little bit about what happened and about what we're trying to do. So I'm going to use my lovely rigger brush. Look at this. It's so fun to play with. I have all my paints out, all kinds of paints. I'm going to use these. So what happened, we got the phone call, and during the process of this phone call, we found out that there were five other families besides us that was getting basically the same courtesy phone call. And it's really difficult time right now. And we were just it almost felt like a scam to get that call. And like, is this really our HOA doing this? Is this really happening? Uh, and in fact, I just had to like double check on it and find out. And yeah, it was really happening, the real thing. And I was just really surprised and shocked. And then in the process of the call, we found out that five other families were getting the same call. And at first I was like trying to figure out, what are we going to do, uh, and and really just focused on myself, honestly, for a while. And then over time, I thought, I've got to really think bigger. I really need to think bigger. I'm an artist, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm a human being, and all of us need to lift our vision higher, right? And we're all learning and growing, and that's an important part of our lives. And so, yeah, so I thought I need to lift my vision higher. I need to think bigger. I can't just accept that this is going on. And then I as through this thought process, I was like, whoa, wait, it's not just me that's having a problem. It's not just me. It's a whole group of people. It's a whole group of families. And so I thought, we have to do more. We have to do more. Good morning. Hello, as you're showing up. Hello. Pop in and say hello. I'm going to put my banner up here so you can see what we're doing today. Um, and so I wanted to do more, and what I can do is share art. And I have all of my classes on my website, and I can share those. And so I decided that I would do a raffle, and we're trying to help all of the families, or as many as we can. So that's what the donate $2 or more to enter the raffle is. And what you'll do is you'll help the families first and foremost. And secondly, you can win my classes. So you can win all of my classes that I have already in my classroom, plus everything that I publish in the next year. you'll have access to as I release those new classes. I'm on track to do one per month. Sometimes I do a little bit more, and sometimes I skip a month. Um, so that's about 20 or more classes if you donate $2, and you can help the families as well. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm here painting. This is another thing I can do just to help and to bring some awareness of what's going on. And yeah, already we've raised about over $400 already since yesterday, which is really good, really good. It's really going to help a lot. People have been sending me kind, generous notes, just pouring out their heart, and I'm really, really grateful for that. So I'll just cry if I start saying what they are. So I'm not going to do that. But it's just fantastic to see how open-hearted and generous people are. And even though, you know, everyone is in, you know, everyone is dealing with the situations in the world right now, right? There's a lot going on. So just to see people sharing their concern and their hearts is really amazing. So, okay, I'm going to stop talking about that now. Just know that how much I appreciated, how much it means to me, and I know how much it's going to mean to the other people who are involved in this situation. So, just be aware of that. Okay, I'm gonna paint now. Gonna paint. You can use the button to donate. It's in the description. If you can help, if you can't help that way, I understand. It's okay. Just enjoy the painting, have fun, and it's all right. If you still want to help, you could share. You can share this video. You could share my blog post, because somebody might be interested. So, but don't feel bad if you can't. It's okay. We're all, a lot of people are really, really struggling right now, and I understand that for sure. All right, I am just making some stripes and really playing with this watercolor. It's just gorgeous. Look at that. It's so pretty. So pretty. Maybe I'll do some splatters of that gold. I love that metallic. Just doing a little playtime here. All right. I love this Indian Throne blue right here. It's just such a fantastic color. It's just so dark, so gorgeous. And then just put some water here. Really pretty. Really pretty. This is it when it's dry, but I can just layer it more and it'll just be just luscious and dark. Been into making these lines lately. Oh, look at that flow. I love that. It's so pretty. Let's put in some cobalt teal right in here. Wet and wet now. This is all juicy and wet. And all that color is flowing, flowing, flowing. Just going to drop even more in. Even more. Gorgeous, gorgeous. All right. Let's get some more of that Indian Throne. Put it in and let it, I think it's a little more pushy than the cobalt. So let's put some of that in there. But even more. We'll see who's more pushy, right? Because they're just hugging up next to each other right there. All right, a little bit more of this gold right on this edge. This is also wet and wet right here. That's why it has so much flow when you put it down. Gorgeous. So everyone who donates will get into the raffle, and I'm also going to be sending them some happy mail, which could be a bookmark or a thank you card, or I'm not sure yet, and I don't know how long it will take me to get that done, but I want you to know how grateful I am. So it's important, I think. What if I just splatter that a little here and there? See how this is flowing out. I think I'll add water there as well. So nice. Flow right there. Leave that little white area. I like how they blend together there a little. This brush is so fun too, just creates lovely marks. Let me do some splatters of that teal. And I love this color combo. The gold and the Indian throne, cobalt teal. I have some lavender in here as well. I think I'll strengthen that lavender a little bit because all my colors have gotten stronger as I've added in more layers. So I was thinking about watercolor and, how you paint and everything. And, well, it's just a lot different than, say, acrylics. Like with acrylics, you have to, now you have to do this with watercolor too. Whenever you have a composition, you have to sort of stand back and look at it, right? So you can see what's happening and what's going on with the painting. That's sort of universal to art in any kind of composition, right? But with watercolor, you can't just stand back and look. You also have to watch it. You have to see what's going on your paper or on your painting. Because it's always moving within the water and things are happening as you're painting. So in a medium like, say, acrylics, it's pretty much stays where you put it or goes where you tell it. Now watercolor paint stays within the water, but within that water it's moving and flowing, and it's also settling, and it's also drying. So what's happening is it's important to watch, and you can see, like right now as I'm watching, I can see that this has a puddle here. It's starting to dry on this edge. This is more wet, this is more dry, and things are interacting with each other. And I can go, well, at this point I want to add in some, say, salt, which I think I'll do. Let's add some salt. um, if it's too dry, like say here, I see it's pretty dry, I'm not going to add in salt there. It's not going to do any good. So I'm watching. I'm not just looking to see about my composition and things, but I also need to watch and see what's happening with the painting. And whether you're doing something that's abstract and linear like this, or whether you're doing something that is more representational, like say like, I don't know, a goose, a bird. It all goes through the same process of having more and less water, of drying and of moving. And so a lot about watercolor is observing while you're painting, and also knowing when to stop, right? So at a certain point, there's a certain dryness level that you don't want to add in more paint. So I can see here in this area, it's starting to lose the sheen. Let's see, I don't know if you can see that. I'll hold it up for you. So here in this area, oh yeah, I think you can see that quite well. So there's not nearly as much sheen in this area as, say, there is here, right, around it. This area is much more dry. I really wouldn't want to add in more color or paint or anything at this point unless I'm going to completely paint over it, because it's kind of at that stage where if you put something there, it's going to disturb that pigment and move it around. And if you don't want it to move it around, then you don't want to put anything there, right? So that's the thing about it. Watercolor makes you speed up because you're having to keep things wet, and it makes you slow down because you're having to look and watch and see what's happening in your painting. And yeah, so I think it's so interesting because of that. It's so fun. Yeah. So hello, how are you? Welcome. Welcome. I'm just doing some painting here, doing a fundraiser and playing with some watercolor, some gorgeous color. How are you today? Let me know how you doing. Just gonna drop in some that gold there. So in this whole area, I'm not even gonna touch it. I actually think I need to set this entire painting aside and let it dry. I could bring out a dryer, but you don't quite get the effects you would get if you don't let it dry. I said that, and now you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add a little bit more gold over here because I just want it there. Still some wet areas, and it is going to push that paint around. So, okay, I am going to set it aside now. So fun, so fun. And I'll just get another piece of paper. All right. Okay, now I'm just going to play with less linear this time and see what happens. Let's see if you can see. Make sure you can see. Let me get some different colors too. Let's just go for a magenta. Let's just put on some color and take advantage of this brush. I don't even know what this color is. It's a blue. Let me just pick up some different rainbowy kind of colors. Some purples, reds, splatter, play and have fun, right? Here's lavender. It's a rather opaque color. Here, let's put in some yellow. Why not? I don't want to necessarily put it next to this lavender because it's going to get a gray. I'll put it over here by this pinky red color. Let's just go right into there. Oh, that's fun. Look how bright and colorful that is. That's fantastic. I love that. Go back to this image throne, deep, dark. I'm just playing now and swiping on some color, and who knows what's going to happen or if this even goes anywhere. May just be a fun playtime. This is Sleeping Beauty Turquoise. It has granulation and it's a little bit of a muted color. So let's throw that in there. And it works fabulously with the cobalt teal because it creates like a shadow within that. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Now I'm just really playing. And I've gone back to my almost standard color palette, which is the blues and purples, but I'll bring in some more of that magenta. I have no idea what I would do with this right now, but it's fun. Let's just add some water and let it run down. You ever just play with your art? It's just like, we need that. We need that playtime. We need to be able to play with our art. That's where creative ideas are born. I want to put color in this area because I have color everywhere else. This one is Payne's Blue Gray. So I haven't used any grays. So let me just go ahead and go for that. I'm covering up my whole page, so you're not really getting the benefit of this brush that much, except how you can cover a lot of territory and it leaves some interesting marks. I don't know that. Let me add that gray in somewhere else. So now I'm adding it next to that Sleeping Beauty turquoise, and it creates even more shadow effect. So this playtime, like later, I can look at this and go, oh, if I use these colors together, they create a really nice combination of light, shadow, contrast, that sort of thing. So just things to keep in mind. Let's add some salt to this one too. I'll bring it back before I'm finished, but add some salt. And let's add some gold. How do we do that? I love to see the gold just kind of float on the paint. Gorgeousness. You get interesting effects, I think, with the salt as well. You get those little marks and things, and it's a lot of fun. And let's see, what else should we do here? I think we should splatter some dark color. When you're splattering with this brush, it creates just lines. It tends to create lines of spatter instead of like little individual stuff, which is kind of cool. All right. I'm going to pull out one more piece of paper. I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to wrap this up. Here we go. So let's do something a little different this time. Let's do, what should we do? Let's do like a, I don't know, something more objective. Let's do a flower. Let's do some of that flowing here. There we go. There's a flower. There's one. Here's the center. 3 petals. Maybe. Imaginary flower here. Definitely not solid color. It's a bloom. Maybe another bloom there. Another bloom there. Let's bring in some what color do we want to bring in? We have a warm yellow. I'm going to mix that a little, bring in little touches. Of red. There we go. Why not? And then let's make a really dark center. We'll use that Payne's blue gray. It's not very wet. It's getting a little bit difficult to activate. And we'll use the Indian throne. So we have a variety of color there. And then I'm just going to touch it with water. And just make some little, let it flow a little maybe. Some little lines. They're kind of big lines, aren't they? We tap lighter. There we go. Nice. Nice. Okay, let's make a few leaves. I think you can't see my palette. Move my palette over a little. See me mixing here. A mix of greens. And just create a leaf. Leafy shapes and greenery shapes pulled out from there. That's just green, it's not even the shape. That's okay though. And maybe we can make a little stems. More leafy shapes. Just playtime here, right? Maybe those blooms have a little bit on them. And then we can even darken some of that. A little darker here, a little darker there. Pick up that texture, a little dry brush. Idea that there's some leaves. It's too pointy. What do you think? Not bad, not bad. Trying to put some water on there. And I'm just going to add in a little bit of blue, like maybe there's a little sky going on. But I want it to be light, so lots of water. Lots of water there. There we go. Nice edges there. Nice color. You can pick up a little bit to just get the idea that maybe there's something going on in the sky. I don't like that pointy edge there. Let me get rid of that. I'm continuing to use this loose goose brush, so I'm not going to get like any perfect anything. And I'm leaving and picking up some of that stuff. Oh, there's a flower over there. I forgot it. I'll go back to this green and add in a little stem there. That actually worked really well. Really well. There we go. Nice. Add in some let's do some green spatter on the bottom, especially a tiny bit up here. You could use like green gold. This is wet, so things are going to move. Keep that in mind. All right. This has gone a little crazy. I'm going to just tap that a little, pick up some of that blue. And I'll add back in that yellow that we were using right over the top of it. I want that to be stronger. So we can always go back in and add in more definition of color and depth, right? So keep that in mind when you're painting. It's not finished just because it's the first layer necessarily. It can be, but it's not necessarily finished, right? Add a little more. That also got a little crazy there, didn't it? It's okay. Add in more of that red and orange. It'll just be a nice neutral flower there. All right. Okay, everyone. I'm going to wrap this up now. Well, maybe a little more blue. So a little more blue here. I don't like the way that's just a line. And then also a little more over here. Just going to throw some blue in here for some of the background. Why not? Why not? All right. Okay, I'm going to call this finished. So if you have stuck with me this far, thank you so much for being here. I really enjoyed painting with you. If you enjoy this format, just let me know, and I'll do more of it. Not necessarily for the raffle, but if you can donate toward the raffle today or on Sunday, Sunday's the last day we can do it, then I really appreciate it. And the families involved really appreciate it as well. And I mean, have you ever gone through the drive-through at a restaurant and someone in front of you paid for your meal and you were just shocked and surprised and you wanted to do that for someone else then maybe? And I feel like it's kind of like that. Like, if we can help these people, and it's going to be anonymous. I just want you to know that we're not going to take credit for helping. It's just be an anonymous helping them. Um, it's going to be a big relief to them, and also, maybe they're going to want to pay it forward too. And so we can just start a chain of goodness and supporting one another and helping each other. And that's just so beautiful. Just so beautiful. All right. So thank you so much. I appreciate you being here with me. Thank you for watching the replay. If you donate, oh, thank you. My heart is full from people donating. Like, it's overflowing because people have been so generous and so kind. And yeah, so thank you so much. I'll let you know on Tuesday who the raffle winner is. Remember, you can win the complete set of all of my classes I have in my classroom, which is 13 right now, plus the ones I published until December 2021. So another entire year's worth of classes. I want you to get like a lot of bang for your buck, really. If you're going to donate, you're going to get to help people, but you also have a chance to win those classes. So all right. So thank you so much. Thank you. Big hugs to you. I really appreciate you. Thank you for all that you're doing. And thank you for being here. I'll see you soon. Bye.